Okay, we should be live. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Oh, I do not. Come on. I need to get some water real quick. I'll be right back. What up, Stang? What? What is going on? Voice chat. Every single time. Okay. Bam. Okay, here we go. What up, Stang? Fam is doing good. Hope you and yours are doing well. Jason will super chat $5 if I leak Jason's home address, so I will gladly do that for $5. Kale, what up, Kale? Sup, Dragon tonight. Finally here at the start. Yes, you print anything fun lately? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get some water. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Tech Play 09 R4R sent gold coin for 10 jewels. Thank you. I appreciate it. Gold coin. What's up, FM2? Man, some of you guys' names. Like, when I'm saying hi and stuff, it's kind of hard to pronounce or say. But what up, Tech Play? What up, Grimlong? So, I just saw an article today. I kind of want to talk about it for a little bit. And then I didn't realize you had posted a link to it, Grimlong. I missed it in the Discord server about the companion cube. The Steam Machine companion cube. Yeah, I totally missed that story, and I don't think we have talked about it. I don't know if people in chat, I'm not sure if people have brought it up, but let me log in real quick to my stuff. Display mode dark. Okay. Yeah, it is this story right here. So we'll talk about this in a second. And today's gonna be a pretty chill stream. I didn't have any specific topics in mind. But we can go with the flow, which is always fun. But I'm down to, deal hunt. I'm down to look at, we can look at people's builds that have been submitted in the Discord. We haven't looked at those for a while. So yeah, we can do whatever the chat wants today. Ron? I know a Ron Lou, but I don't think this is you, Ron, aka my coworker. This is a whole different Ron. But I'm top tier. Thank you. I appreciate the compliments. EJNFL finally caught a stream. Longtime viewer, fellow Washington resident, just started flipping PCs on the side since I've always been a pretty computer savvy guy. Where are you from in Washington? Are you on this side of the water, the other side, north, south? Hello, Ken. Another fellow Washingtonian. Unk Ken in the house. Well, what up? Hope everyone's doing well. Wolf Hope you're doing well, Ken. What up, Pedro? Dragon tonight. You're gonna switch from the Cobra 4 to the Cobra X? Okay. Since you got the 4 for almost free. What? Oh, $260 for the dryer and the printer. I mean, that's not free. You got it for really cheap, but you didn't get it for almost free. You still paid for it, but this is not going to cost you too much. Okay, nice. Hello, Tavian. What's up? Why is this chat window so, like, laggy? 1 second. I'm going to have to redo this. Okay. Let's hope this fixes it, because I cannot read you guys' chat if it's going this slow. Okay, we got that. Okay. We should be good now. Grimlong, I had ordered both of the companion cubes. I'm real sad about it. I just saw an article on Tom's Hardware that someone released the 3D print files for it, but then again, that requires 3D printing and multicolor printing, which is not the most fun thing in the world. But you might be able to hire out a 3D print shop. When I was going down my little 3D printing rabbit hole and watching a ton of 3D printing content on YouTube, there are stores popping up, kind of like, think of FedEx or Kinko's. You know how you can go there and you get posters printed and stuff? People are opening up stores where they just have 3D printers in there, and you can go in there, tell them what you want, and they can print it for you. So I'm curious how much one of those stores would cost for a multicolored filament print to print a companion cube. D-Baron straight up yoinked Steam's IP and tried to make a bag off of it. That's the thing. That's why I want to talk about it. It's crazy to me that D-Brand thought that they could just do that. I don't know what, like, if you guys have an opinion on D-Brand, because it's not really in the PC tech space. I'm not a fan of D-Brand, like, as a company. I think they're really overrated. I don't think they're funny. I don't think they're edgy. I just think, like, I don't know. People think they're so funny the way that they, do their social media posts and the way that they treat their customers like garbage. Supposedly that's funny. But I've never, like, got along, or I never, like, thought that stick was, like, something to make, put them on a pedestal about. But apparently a lot of people like that stuff, so maybe it's just me. It's not them, it's me. But, yeah, for a company that has been around for this long, and that makes as much money as they do, because, dude, they're just selling skins at, like, ridiculously marked up prices, like phone skins and cases and stuff. But yeah, for them to just think that they could steal Valve's IP and then ask later, we're talking about, like, a team of people who designed and got this thing manufactured and shipped and stuff, and not one single person in the room thought it would be a good idea to contact Valve about it until Valve's lawyers talk to them. But anyways, we'll get into the article in a bit. But yeah, I totally missed that news because one, the whole Steam Machine thing, it's kind of overpriced, so I don't really care too much about it aside from talking about how it's overpriced. But not only that, I don't care about products from D-Brand in general, because how much was the companion cube? Like, how much did they sell this for? Steam companion cube cost. Yeah, they were selling this for like $100 or $130 if you wanted fancier boxes. We're talking about an already overpriced mini computer, and then you're gonna put this aesthetic thing on top of it that I don't know how the ventilation was, or like the breathability, but to put essentially a thing over it to make it not like bigger and stick out in your living room and look less sleek. Yeah, so I wasn't following the news too much about it. I know some people really wanted one, like Grimlong, and some people loved it and stuff, but to me, this thing just seemed like overpriced, like all D brand items, and the fact that they just made this thing without even asking Valve for it. It just seems like they are so stupid. But we'll read their letter in a bit. What's up, Tyrod? Just got off work. Nice. Tyler for real says, "Hey Danny, I built and sold these 5 PCs this month. 16 gigs of RAM, 3000/32 megahertz RAM. Okay, 512. What? You built and sold these 5 PCs? You didn't give me any of the core specs. So these PC, like what graphics cards and CPUs? You're telling me about the SSD and RAM, or the storage and RAM that you put in it, but that's not the exciting part. Oh, here we go. 9700F, so Intel 1660 Ti 340 for 340. Wow, that's really cheap. 1660 Ti build with a half terabyte SSD, 16 gig. Yeah, that's a really good price. 2060 Super build for 500, kind of surprising because the 1660 Ti performs pretty similar to a 2060 Super, and you charge the whole $140 more. And then a 2700X 1080 Ti for 460, 3600 1070 all white build for 460. Am I pricing fairly? Yeah, looking at all these prices, I think you're pricing these like pretty fairly. Yeah, because you're selling PCs with specs that are still usable to play games today. We have some older hardware here, but well, the 1070 build for 460 seems kind of more expensive than everything else. But like, 1080 Ti for 460. That 9700F 1660 Ti build seems like the best deal of the bunch for $340. Yeah, that's definitely that was the best build in this bundle, it seems. 2700X. Yeah, I think these prices are fair. Looking back at them, the 2700X 1080 Ti build does look to be a little bit more on the pricier side, but nothing ridiculous. Like, again, these are systems that people can buy and hop onto Steam and play a bunch of pretty modern games with. None of these hardware, I don't think, would have... the 1070 might have hardware. It might not be compatible with games that require hardware ray tracing, but same with the 1080 build. But I think it's fine, because you put in like a $50 to $100 build fee in there, and it's a full working build with motherboard, power supply case. Yeah, parts are expensive. You could build, like, people have to realize that when people flip PCs, you're not flipping it for the same price you bought all the hardware for. You put a what's it called? A build fee or labor fee on top of it. So yeah, none of these are too alarming. What's alarming to me is when I see builds in the $400 to $500 price range, and they're like Haswell Intel chips and stuff like that. All this is like modern enough that I'm not too worried about it, as long as, you know, the builds are like $500 or less. TJ, Danny, my little sister wants a laptop for school and Roblox. Should she get a used Mac with an M chip or something else? I think used Macs. Does she want Apple specifically? I mean, it's really hard to give laptop advice, because especially not knowing what your total budget is. But I would say, depending on how your little sister treats her stuff, I know a lot of people that have had their MacBooks for like 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and it still runs really well. Windows laptops, I feel like they start to age and feel like old and slow and sluggish well before that. So with regards to which specific MacBook, I don't know what the market looks like and what the best deals are. Definitely go to a subreddit or like, you know, an Apple forum for that. But with regards to like for school and Roblox is played on the browser, right? I've never like logged in and played Roblox. Do they have like a launcher version and a browser version, or is it just a browser-based game? But yeah, if it can be played on a Mac, I think for college, Macs are perfectly fine. And if your sister's only playing Roblox, you don't need a full-fledged like gaming PC, or a gaming laptop rather. So you don't really have to go Windows for that. Did I see that Best Buy, Target, Hobby Lobby sell filament and 3D printers? I did not. I don't know if it's been a while since I've walked. I don't go to. We go to Target a decent amount. Don't really go to Hobby Lobby. The one around us. I think they shut down. Or let me see. Is Hobby Lobby still open around here? Oh, it is. Yeah, we got a couple. I don't really go to Hobby Lobby, but yeah, haven't seen 3D printers at Target. And then the last time I went to Best Buy, I think I went like within the last year. I don't recall seeing 3D printers. Is that like a recent thing? There's a whole subreddit where you can go there, where you can go to the subreddit and say you want something printed, and people will send you their bids for how much it will cost you. I mean, you could probably do that. I've seen people offering that in my local market, and then that'll probably save on shipping. Like, here, let's go take a look at this. For me, it just seems like, how do you make money doing this? For how long prints take, and for how much people are typically willing to pay for them. And if your print messes up, and all that stuff, it doesn't seem too lucrative, but maybe people who are really dialed into the 3D printing hobby, let me see. That's not a problem. But for a noob like me, I feel like I would mess it up. So 3D printing. So you type in this. Custom 3D printed items. Here we go. $5 an hour of print time. Does this... So they just charge by the hour and not by the filament usage, it looks like. Many colors available. Okay. I feel like this listing is, they could do better. Like, if I was trying to promote my 3D printing services on something like OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace, I would show a much more complicated print and maybe some pictures of completed prints that I've done, just to like sell it more. This is just like a partial tiny print. But so yeah, so local pickup in Edmonds or US shipping for $10. But man, so if you need like a 10-hour print, I'm trying to think of like here. Okay, so let's say this box. I don't remember how much time it took to print this box. I think it was on the order of like 8 to 10 hours. This was done in multiple because I needed to print the hinges and stuff separately. But like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm willing to spend $50 on this when I might be able to buy an injection molded like LTT screwdriver holder or something similar for a lot less money than that, and it won't have all the 3D print lines and small imperfections that just come with 3D prints in general. But I guess for 3D printing, sometimes you need something that you can't just buy, like a bracket, like a specific bracket to fix something or you know, something along those lines. So I guess that's where this would come in handy. But yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah, I forgot the dryer cost that much, Dragon Tonight. Yeah. So you technically got the printer for free, but I don't know if I would value the dryer alone at $250. I think that seems like an inflated price that always goes on sale or something like that. Like, nobody would really... I don't think many people would buy a standalone dryer for $250, is what I'm saying. So it's like you bought the printer and got the $100-ish dryer for free is how I kind of break down the value of each item. Oshcut does that too, I think. What is your Oshcut? Oshcut, yeah. So it's kind of like these shops that do custom, like, they'll custom make something for you, but it typically is gonna cost a decent amount. The 3D print shop owner. This is what I was talking about that I ran into. So look, this guy, I think he's like the one of the few people. Well, I guess 3D printing. So a lot of people do 3D printing like from home, like where they'll buy a bunch of printers and then they'll go to like Reddit, like Jason said, or just online communities where they will offer their services. But this guy, he actually has like a store. Yeah. Which I think is pretty cool. We looked at this like last month or the month before. But yeah, like to have an in-person shop where you can go in and 3D print something and explain to them. And I think he will also help you like 3D model stuff or modify things if you need. But I think this is pretty cool. I forgot how we even got on this topic to begin with, but oh, sorry. We got on this topic because we were talking about the companion cube. Where was that Tom's Hardware article? Let me pull it up. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so companion cube. This does not exist on D-Brand's website anymore. But someone, what? X-trackers and content block. Some person on Twitter got one, and I guess maybe 3D scanned it or used it as a reference to make a CAD file for it. So now you can print your own. If you go Bellevue Northeast to 3D print shop. Let me see what their rate is. I'm curious. I feel like the cube would take a decent amount of time to print. Project requests, cost. Project requests. Tier 1 small prints like keychains, brackets, price $60 plus material. I mean, it's the cost of renting a shop. So this is this person's business. The 3D print shop. Typical job, small prints like keychains, brackets, badges. So we're talking up to 2 hours of machine time. So they're charging $30 an hour plus the materials. Dude, this is but you do a medium print like 2 to 6 hours. So it gets cheaper per hour. Wait, 6 hours to 160. Nah, that's not that much cheaper. Cause it would have been 180. So maybe like a $20 discount if you go up to 6 hours. Large prints, like overnight 6 to 15 hours. Oh my god, this is so expensive. I feel like printing the companion cube would be, yeah. Oof. Okay, maybe you find your local Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp 3D printer and do that instead of going to one of these shops. I don't know if we have a 3D print shop around me like this, but I get it, right? Like, just paying rent and utility and all that stuff, like, and running a proper business where you're paying taxes and all of that, and potentially payroll employees, as opposed to like some dude accepting cash and not paying the government taxes for printing you something. This is like a legitimate professional, like a business storefront. So I get it, but my goodness, I would not use that for those prices. You could buy your own printer for the cost of one of those larger prints. Printers are getting cheaper nowadays. NT Tech, I bought a nice 3D printer and was bored in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I do have to say, the last thing I printed was this, and I haven't even put it up yet. So this is like a corner wall bracket so that I could mount my, our Wise cameras around the house. So I wanted to put it up high in a corner to aim down at the living room. So like I printed this and I've printed some other stuff, but I haven't printed anything in like over a week. And I think unless I print Gridfinity, I think that's just the way it goes. You get a 3D printer, you're super excited, you use it to print all the things you need, and then it kind of just sits collecting dust until you need something, which then it becomes very useful again and you are so glad you had it. But yeah, I've not printed anything recently because I don't need anything and I don't want to just needlessly print like more stuff for the landfill. I'm not into printing like the little fidget toys that you might have seen YouTube shorts on and stuff like that. They're cool, but I just feel like it's kind of a waste of filament and time. And then it just becomes something that takes up space and you eventually just throw it out and into a landfill. So it's kind of wasteful, in my opinion. Or at least for me. Some people, they actually will use their little fidget toys, and then that's whatever. But I would not, so. But, okay. Sorry. Now, let me get caught up in the comments. I don't like my brands tweeting like an edgy 14-year-old. Yes, exactly. That's kind of why I'm not a fan of dbrand. I refuse to believe it wasn't a ploy to get free advertising. You mean to not... The funny thing is, we'll read the comments, but my faith in humanity was a bit restored when I read through the comments of this dbrand thing. So here's their open letter to the, you know, to the customers or whatever. But I thought people were gonna side with dbrand on this. I thought they're gonna be like, oh, come on, Valve, this thing is so cool, you should just license it to them, you can take your cut, all that stuff. But reading through the comments, that was not the case. Most people were dunking on dbrand, calling them stupid, which they are for doing this the way that they did. So finally, yeah, I don't know. I think if dbrand disappeared tomorrow, I don't think I would care at all. And I know a lot of people do have dbrand sponsorships, but every time I see it, I'm like, man, dbrand is only able to sponsor and pay huge creators like LDT and all that stuff because their products are so expensive. Anyone who has ever used a dbrand skin versus a skin from another company, or like a dbrand case or skin from the other case, it might be... I've used a dbrand skin before just because I was trying to stick it to slick wraps for screwing me over. But yeah, I've used dbrand skins before, and I know people who have had them. They don't seem to be worth the price in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Chris says, dbrand seems like a company who would sponsor someone that doesn't like them. Incoming notes. No, I don't. I think they playful, like they're playful with Linus and like, you know, the interactions that... Oh! Babies are getting up. Sister-in-law will take care of that. But, dbrand... They have a playful, hateful relationship with some creators, like with Linus. But I don't think they'd be cool working with me because my dislike for them is not playful. I think they're hugely overrated. EJ says, yeah, I've never found their antics funny at all. Always seems like they're trying to... Yes, exactly! I get it. Like, when dbrand first hit the scene, it was like, wow, this is refreshing. A company that's kind of like a little bit edgelord and kind of funny. But then, like, a few years into it, I'm like, oh, this is just like an ongoing constant thing. Like, you guys are trying way too hard. Just give good customer service and sell good products at good prices, and that's all you need to do. But no, I can't speak on their customer service because apparently they do take care of their customers after like belittling them and making fun of them. But yeah, for me, it's mostly their price. And yes, you can call me a broke boy for pointing out prices, but I mean, that's just the nature of, you know, of being fiscally responsible. Dragon2 Knight says, I genuinely hate dbrand. I fell for the hype early on and realized their products are really nothing special at all. Okay. I'm actually, I was not expecting this many people to agree with me on, you know, either their dbrand being overhyped or overrated or them disliking it. You fell for the hype? I mean, yeah, so for me, I'm used to just going to Amazon or AliExpress and just like picking up a phone skin or phone case or something. And they work really well. So I just can't imagine. And I've owned one. Here, I'll show you the dbrand skin I own. I still have the phone with it. This is a dbrand green carbon fiber skin that I bought from them. As well as a McDonald's free french fries that I never redeemed. And some Thailand phone mini SIM cards. This is my OnePlus 6 though. I haven't used this for a really long time. But yeah, this is a dbrand skin. The thing on Amazon that costs like a quarter of the price with the same design and look and texture, I guarantee works just as good. Dbrand is nothing special. You think that they did it for the free engagement? I guess. So let's read what happened. So RIP Companion Cube. As you probably noticed, the Steam Machine Companion Cube was eviscerated from our website, YouTube, and others. So they wiped it clean as good as they can. They already sent out samples and stuff to and early review units to creators and stuff. So those people probably won't take their videos down. You can still probably find content on it somewhere. But the blunt version is that we made the Companion Cube without a license from Valve. Everyone who purchased a Companion Cube will have their refund issued by end of day. So that means... Oh, wait. Did they ever ship any? I guess I've seen people unbox them, but did only the people who got review samples were the only ones that got one? I didn't realize that they might not have ever shipped a single one. Because when I read this, everyone getting a refund, I was thinking like, wait, if you got sent one already and then Valve, hit you with the legal letter, does that mean anyone who already got theirs will still get a refund also because it is technically not a product that should exist? But everything else beyond this is just detail. If you want the full story, keep reading. So yeah, on November 12, 2025, the day Steam Machine was announced, we put up a concept render and a sign-up page to see who would be interested in the Companion Cube enclosure. It went moderately viral with over 15,000 people signing up to be notified on the first day. Over 15,000 people. I guess at that point, they probably didn't release the price yet, but I'm like, at $100 to $130? Man, people really want to be separated from their money, huh? In the months that followed, we built the idea into something real without ever asking Valve if we could. We're going to regret that decision for a very long time. Over the next 7 months, we poured our souls into this project. More than 1,000 hours went into engineering from our industrial design team. 44 sets of injection molding tools were developed, one for each of the cube subcomponents. The entire product was redesigned from scratch more than once, just to get the way it cradles the console exactly right. We literally rented out a university campus to film the launch video. By the end, we were losing money on every they were gonna lose money on every $99 cube sold, but it sounds like they were either on break even or make money on the one with the fancy packaging at $130. But it didn't matter. This had turned into a passion project. Unfortunately, being proud of a thing we made does not give us the right to make it. This is funny because the way this is written, this is how a company or a corporation should talk. Dbrand never ever puts out like public statements or like interacts with their customers and stuff like this. Reading this doesn't even sound like Dbrand. But I guess it makes sense because this is actually serious. So they need to, take it seriously and not try to throw in jokes and self-deprecation or whatever. So we launched around 3 a.m. on Monday, June 22nd. Overnight, it became the second fastest selling product. It became the second fastest selling product, not because of anything that you did. It was because of Valve's IP. Don't try to take credit saying only behind the Switch 2 kill switch. Which the kill switch had its own problems with like fitment and stuff, right? I don't really follow like handheld accessories like this, but I remember seeing stories that the kill switch, there's pretty major backlash too on that one. You can tell Dbrand so badly wanted sympathy and be the good guys here. Yeah, the way I'm reading this, it's like, bro, I don't care how much passion you put into this. I don't care how much money you put into it. I don't care that you were about to lose money selling each of these things. You're not the good guy here. You literally like stole their intellectual property without asking. What did you think was going to happen? So shortly after, Valve's legal team reached out. They stated that the Companion Cube is Valve's intellectual property for which Dbrand does not have a license. They requested we take down the product and the launch like video film immediately. This was entirely within their rights and they were direct, fair, and respectful throughout. We took everything down and made an appeal. We asked Valve whether there was any way to keep this project alive, properly licensed with their blessing on their terms. They said no. Given our backwards approach, yeah, this is like one of those things. Remember how they say it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission? This is one case of it, that saying being wrong. They were going for the ask. They were going to ask for forgiveness after the fact before asking for permission to go ahead and make this thing. And it bit them in the butt. Also, I feel like, was this them trying to like corner Valve into a situation where like either the community sided with dbrand and put pressure on Valve to like let them make this happen? Because the way that they did it, because they've already made the product and have, you know, shot the promotional video and it already sent out review samples and all of that, did they think that that would give them an edge for winning Valve over to collaborating with them on this after the fact? Yeah, I don't understand how a company that makes, I don't know how much, like, you know, yearly revenue dbrand makes. I would assume it's a decent amount, given how much, like, they are the company that people think about when you talk about phone skins and cases and protectors and stuff. But yeah, how do you have a company with that much money, with that much people working on a project like this, and nobody thought to say, hey, before we even release the launch video or even send any review samples out, maybe we talked to Valve about it. But that's basically the whole story. We made something a lot of people were excited about, then incinerated our shot at bringing it to market. It's a hard lesson to learn publicly. It goes without saying, but we'll say it regardless. Valve didn't do anything wrong here. Yeah, they didn't. They built a game franchise a lot of people love, and they alone get to decide how it's used. To everyone who is excited about this project, as we were, thank you, and sorry, refunds are being issued today. If it hasn't landed in your account by the end of next week, you know how to reach us. To Valve, thank you for Portal, and sorry for the headache. We should have asked first. So, I will say, though, this is the first time I've seen dbrand write anything like this. And for how much I like dislike dbrand, I think their response, especially this ending part here, they've apologized like multiple times, and I think they actually did learn their lesson. You know, they wrote up this whole this statement with like zero of their usual persona. I think this brings my opinion of dbrand slightly higher. Are there really Gen Z like on what? On the Meta Ray-Ban ad? I don't know what you mean by that. How are you doing, Microzone? I think you're right. They were looking for attention from generated controversy. They could have made changes to the design and called it Cube Companion. Yeah, they could have made it like slightly different, change the logos up, and then change the name. Yeah. Manipulation through public opinion and pressure. That's what I would think, given that, like, there's no way you just drop the ball on asking for permission like this. But you read the comments, so the cube is a lie, this is a good response, thanks for trying at least, yeah. Oh, for frick's sake, dbrand, you had two jobs, ask Valve and make the thing. I came here to make the thing and ask Valve, but I'm all out of Valve, so people are trying to be funny, like Reddit always is. Oh man, you didn't ask? What was your legal team doing? Not tapping you on the shoulder and telling you this? They don't have a proper legal team either yet or anymore. This sucks. Here's another idea that could be fun then. Yeah, right. As if Nintendo. Okay, I will admit. I mean, I'm not, like, I don't have any special feelings towards Portal. But GameCube, if they made something like this, Nintendo would never be down with it. Are you kidding? The Steam, I'm about to call it the Steam Cube. The Steam machine is somewhat of a direct competitor to Nintendo's Switch 2, I guess, because it's a console. Even though it's a handheld, it's also a console when you stick it to your TV. But, like, I don't think they would ever be down for this, but this would be cool. So, and this is pretty simple in terms of, like, look, it's got, like, 3 colors. Black, purple, and then this, like, grayish white. I think you could 3D print this pretty easily. I wouldn't be surprised if a design for this already exists or will exist in the near future. Why the freak wouldn't you ask Valve first, right? This is so bad, it's funny. So when I started reading these comments, I was like, okay, people aren't taking D-Brand side. Most people, once again, forced to incinerate the companion cube. We got sued. You guys are freaking stupid, you know that? And then they said yes. At least you guys admitted it. Law, I'm not surprised. This is peak D-Brand moment. It's almost like classic signature D-Brand. The entire thread, D-Brand, we effed up, we are dumb, and thought you should let you know. Replies, you effed up. No, seriously, you effed up. And we will keep telling you for the next 6 months. Yes, you effed up. How on earth did you think you would be able to sell this thing without getting permission from Valve? So yeah, pretty much every response was like, yeah, you guys are in the wrong. Like, nobody really gave Valve a hard time from what I saw. So my faith in humanity is a bit restored, because I have seen interactions regarding D-Brand on Twitter and things like that, where D-Brand were like not professional to someone doing their little edgy teenager antics while doing customer service, and then people were like, what the hell are you doing? And then people dogpiled on the customer that was trying to get the customer support, because they're like, oh, that's just how D-Brand is, type of mentality. So yeah, yeah, so that was the first story of the stream. Let's see what people have to say. If it was Nintendo, they would get sued to oblivion. Which, I mean, that would be funny to watch. As if D-Brand couldn't look any worse, they tried to do a run around and then expect Valve to work the crooks. Watch them come out with the Mario block design and get Nintendo's wrath. I guess the robots at D-Brand finally realized they can't do what they want and lost money, and the humans there felt it hard. Mike says, wait, Mike, what are we talking about here? 335 GPU SKUs, current gen back to Polaris and Volta Supply sales. Wait, am I missing some other people in the chat? Let me go to live chat and make sure I'm not, some people aren't being ignored. Okay, have fun. No, I'm good. Do you want to charge the car when you get back, or do you want to charge the car when you get back? Okay, I'll do it. Okay. Yeah, if Valve doesn't protect their IP, it sets the precedent that other people can just steal it and use it. Yep. There's a Switch 2 dock that looks like a GameCube, like an official one. Hi. Okay, bye. Oh, like this? I mean, it's missing the cube aspect of it, but I understand why, because it would be pretty annoying for it to take up that much space when the Switch 2 is... Hi. Okay, you have fun at Target, okay? I see you when you guys get back. Etsy, what is this? Retrofighter Battle Dock. Well, yeah, is this a... Let me see. So this looks like a store, 40 bucks in stock. This doesn't look 3D printed, but maybe that's just a render image. This is an Etsy listing. I'm trying to find high quality. Oh, it is 3D printed. This one's 3D printed. I don't know about the other one. For 55 bucks? Okay. Happy birthday, Jensen. I'm streaming on your birthday. How old are you turning? If you're willing to share. Okay. So that was just that. Bye. Bye. I see you, okay? Hi. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can show if this works finally. Oh, she ran away. How'd my account get banned? Oh my god, every single time. I don't know how it got banned exactly. They didn't tell me. But I know I got banned from a subreddit for calling out a here we go. I got oh no. Uh-oh. Oh, this is horrible with the zoom quality. Yeah. Maybe I'll bring them downstairs later. But what was I saying? Yeah, so I got banned from the pre-built PC subreddit because I was calling out the owner of the subreddit, who was the owner and only moderator, because they were doing something. They were pushing their own website and basically saying other people's build recommendations were bad and something. So then I did some research. I looked into their post history, and they were using like AI to recommend like their builds from their own website. And then I called them out, and then they banned me. And then I got together with other people to try to take them down. I don't know if it's related to that or something else, but when Reddit banned my account, they did not tell me what exact post or in what subreddit was the cause of the ban. And I tried to appeal it. I even not trying to appeal it, I tried to ask him, even if you guys don't ban me, can you tell me the exact post that got me banned? And they would not tell me. So I am permanently banned, IP banned and everything. So I can't make a new account. I can't, like, I've made like 3 accounts, and I would be able to use Reddit for like maybe like a week or 2, and then it eventually gets banned when they finally figure out it's me. So yeah, once you get banned from Reddit, I think you're supposed to be banned for life. There's like no way to get back to it unless you like completely get brand new devices, brand new IP address, brand new everything. But as soon as they find out that you might be the same person that got banned, however they can do it to figure it out, they're gonna reban you. Yeah, I've made like 3 different Nerd on a Budget Reddit account names, and they work for a little bit, and then they eventually get banned. I didn't hate Brigade. I did not hate Brigade. I was calling somebody out on their BS. Though I don't know if, let's say I did hate Brigade. Is that a bannable offense from all of Reddit? Reddit sucks anyways? No. I really wish I did not get banned from Reddit, because Reddit is actually a very, very useful place in terms of just if you, let's say you have a problem or something. Reddit is probably the best place to post it in the specific subreddit. Like, let's say if you have a computer problem, a car problem, a problem with your home, like, you know, plumbing, whatever the heck. Like, Reddit is the community where you could post, and of course there's a lot of crap, but there's also a lot of knowledgeable people on Reddit that can help you like fix, diagnose, and figure things out. That I don't know what other place to go. Like, for computer stuff, sure, there's Discord servers, but once you go beyond computers, Discord servers, like, am I really gonna join a handyman Discord server so I can ask questions about, like, you know, if it looks like my plumbing is starting to fail or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you have questions about your car or your home or like anything, and the specific subreddit for that niche or topic is the best place to post a picture and ask a question. Twitter sucks. Twitter is just filled with like racist, toxic everything. So I don't even use Twitter anymore, but I don't, and I don't want to join individual forums. The nice thing about Reddit is you had your one account, you build up your karma, your reputation, and then you can go to what. Again, I don't want to need to join a or a specific forum for like our car. I don't want to join a specific forum for like the roof of my house or like home improvement stuff. I don't want to join one for computer stuff. Like Reddit being like the way the site is set up, it's an overall good, I think, for the internet. But now I can't use it to its full extent. I can go and read stuff, but I can't go and post something. Like I wanted to ask a question about my roof recently. I'm like, oh wait, I can't. Maybe I need to get a Reddit account on. See, if I get it on Melissa's phone, I feel like because of the IP address, they're gonna ban the account and ban her and her phone too. There's a reason why most of the AI answers take from Reddit. It's super useful. Exactly. Most of the time when you go to Google and you ask something, there will be references to Reddit. Like Reddit is a really good resource. I understand people have this overall mentality of like, oh, Reddit sucks, because there is a lot of like crappy people on Reddit. There's a lot of neckbeards, people who think they know stuff when they don't, like toxic people, all of that. But it is nowhere near as bad of a town hall compared to like say Twitter or Truth Social or like any of those ones, right? Even Threads and Blue Sky, I've been seeing like really weird like posts. I'm like, what the hell? Am I on Twitter right now? I thought this was supposed to be better than Twitter. What's going on here? So yeah, Reddit is great. Yes, I also miss being able to buy and sell stuff on Hardware Swap and Steam Game Key Swap and stuff like that. No, Reddit is awesome overall. Like you just gotta know where to go. Make an account called I Hate Nobe, throw in a couple of hate comments in with the legit ones. We'll see. I think my plan was once I get a new phone, because I think they fingerprinted my phone or whatever the heck you call it. I think they have like the all the stuff, information from my phone, the digital fingerprint, so that no matter if I hop on a VPN, if I change my IP from my ISP, all that, they have multiple like variables or parameters that they can determine who you are. And I think one's hardware ID, one's IP, and then the other one's of course your account name. So I think once I get a new phone, then I got to start using Reddit on that with the VPN at all times, and then I think I could start using Reddit again. But yeah. I need a burner phone. The thing is, I have burner phones. I've got like quite a few because I have all my old phones still. Like I still have my OnePlus 8, and then my OnePlus 6, and I've got a couple of others. But I think the issue is I've used Reddit on every single phone that I have, so I need to get a new burner phone. But I don't want to pay for 2 phone plans. So that means I can only use Reddit when I'm at home on Wi-Fi. I think it's the thing is too, I can't slip up. I can't accidentally like you hop on my Wi-Fi network without being on a VPN, because Reddit will catch that and be like, oh wait, we can connect that. This is him. So once I get a new phone, I have to be very careful to always have the VPN active and stuff. So. But yeah, that it sucks. Being banned from Reddit really sucks because they don't. It would be one thing if it was like a like 6-month ban, 1-year ban, whatever. But lifetime ban and they don't appeal. I've looked. Rarely do they ever appeal and like allow you back on the platform. There are whole subreddits of people posting on alt accounts before it gets banned again. Of like, I have not been successfully able to get unbanned on Reddit, no matter what, no matter how much time has passed, any of that. Yeah. Elon Musk Hitler Museum. Yeah. Elon. Well, Twitter is all racist for me too. It's funny because they say Twitter is only the way it is because of the way that you use it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I don't specifically try to look at, racist, toxic people, white supremacist type stuff. The fact that no matter, I don't follow Elon. I tell Twitter not to put Elon on my front page. I still get Elon on my Twitter front page or in my feed, even though I've done everything in my power to tell them I'm not interested and all of that. And good old Elon, he amplifies and retweets racist, white supremacist type posts and stuff like that. So you just can't get away from it. So that's why I just don't use Twitter anymore. I would delete my Twitter account, but I am holding out for one day. Maybe Twitter might go back to being normal again, and I don't want to lose my my account history and my followers and stuff on there. So right now it's just kind of dormant, and I rarely ever use it. Twitter is crazy. My homegirl rage baits her community, and that's kind of the theme. Twitter is not the only platform, but it is one of the platforms that the more hateful you are and toxic you are, the more money you can make. It's crazy. You can do that on YouTube too, because some of those people, overlap on YouTube. But on Twitter, it's crazy. At least on YouTube, you have to make content and put effort into it. Literally on Twitter, you can just type and be the most hateful, toxic person in the world, gain a big following from it, and get monetized under the guise of free speech. And there's people who are literally breaking their backs working in whatever type jobs. And people, there's an incentive for people to be the most hateful, the most toxic, the worst people in the world on Twitter. Because one, they're hiding behind a keyboard. And two, they're making a lot of money from it. So yeah, I don't know. It's I get free speech and all, but free speech doesn't apply to private corporations. When you're in their house, you have to follow their rules. And the fact that freaking Elon Musk bought out Twitter and transformed it into what it is, I can't say I'm happy about that. The right-wing grift is a great pipeline. Just say the most vile and wild crap you can think of. The crazy people will love you for it and get you followers, and literally everyone else say go die. Yeah, some good porn on Twitter. And yeah, the porn bots too. When Elon took it over, I thought he promised he would get rid of the bots and the porn bots and stuff like that. He didn't do anything. I am I know I own a Tesla, but there are many Tesla owners out there, I would think, that are praying for the downfall of Elon Musk. Just so that they can drive their cars in peace and go back to having a normal Twitter and going back to, hopefully some semblance of a normal country where you're not paying people to vote a certain way and stuff like that. Ever try Blue Sky? I have a Blue Sky account. I just kind of don't check on what kind of platform do you call Twitter and Blue Sky and Threads and stuff like that? It's not a forum. In terms of what type of social media it is. But whatever that grouping of social media is, I don't really use it. I think just ever since what happened to Twitter, I kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. So I just use Discord, I guess YouTube comments. I still read Reddit, even though I can't post there. And yeah. If you want to get rid of the bots, you have to pay a monthly subscription. Look, if you pay for Twitter, you might have whatever reasons for doing that. But the fact that simply paying for Twitter gets you more visibility, that's pay to win right there. Microblogging, I guess, whatever you call it. But is it blogging when all you do is, post things like, or repost when ICE abducts an American citizen or shoots American citizens, and you repost it and cheer it on, and then have like hundreds of thousands of people also cheer it on, like the most inhumane stuff possible. Is that still called microblogging? I don't use social media. I just consume content. Yeah. I mean, and now that I'm a parent, my time is, I have less time to consume that stuff. So yeah, I'm okay with not using Twitter, I guess, for right now. I already have my hands full, and a lot of times I just listen to videos in the background doing what I need to do, and then I hang out on the Discord server. But yeah. Blue Sky is a mix between Facebook and Twitter. Oh man, Facebook. I use Facebook almost exclusively for Facebook Marketplace. I don't post. I think I posted some stuff of the girls so that, you know, friends and family can see there, but I don't actively post on Facebook. Aside from stuff with the girls recently, and that was only like 2 or 3 posts since they've been born. That's like, you know, over the last year. Yeah, Facebook has just become like this weird place now where I'm getting fed stuff from people I don't even follow. I don't know if it's because they're promoting themselves, kind of like how on Twitter you can treat your tweet like an ad, and you can pay for it and it'll be thrown into people's feeds. Yeah, like my Facebook, it used to be only posts from people that I have added as, you know, family or friends or whatever. And now it's just like a bunch of random crap from people I've never even heard of because they're getting pushed just like any other platform. So yeah, Facebook still pretty goated for Facebook Marketplace. But other than that, and I guess for archival purposes, I will say the one good thing about Facebook is if you upload a video or photo there, it will stay there, you know, until their server shut down or whatever. But it could be used somewhat of as like a backup. And I do sometimes go on Facebook and go back in time and look at like photos or videos that me or my friends have posted from, like, you know, as early as 2007, 2008. That it's pretty cool for that. But modern Facebook, yeah, it's kind of like Twitter. Hey, what up, Kryptonic HD? How you doing, man? I stopped using Twitter in 2022 after I got hacked by Bitcoin spam account, and they didn't even reply. Facebook's starting to make me uncomfortable. Strangers' opinions. Yeah. It's the strangers' opinion, and there's also a lot of like fake AI crap on there. Unfortunately, a lot of the internet. That's what they call. That's why we call it the inshitification, right? Of everything. We're getting that in all these apps too. Unfortunately. You should do another LTT collab. I can't just... Okay. Me and my friend bet on the PC building competition. I bet you and my friend bet on ZTT. And that was... You bet $150? I don't know if I believe you on that. But, I can't just do another LTT collab. The way it works is if LTT reaches out, I could be like, oh yeah, I'm down to collab and work. But I do not reach out to them with that. It's a one-way direction thing. I don't have the pull or the following to just reach out to huge content creators and be like, hey, we should collab. But if they do ever reach back out to me, I will happily, you know, do another video with them. That was really fun. But yeah. And I can't believe it's been almost a year since that I went up to Canada to do that video. Because that was in August, but I don't think the video came out until either late August or early September. So yeah, coming up on a year on that collab, which is kind of crazy. Like, yeah, you want time to pass by really quickly? Have kids. The thing about I stopped wishing happy birthdays. I stopped responding to people saying happy birthday to me. To me, we're at a point now that wishing happy birthday on Facebook is just really odd. It feels almost like an obligation. And I don't feel like people who say happy birthday via Facebook really mean it. They just said it because Facebook reminded them. But it's so weird because then you also get happy birthdays from people you may have not even talked to in like 10 years. I like to do my happy birthdays either over the phone or in person. So yeah, whenever my birthday rolls around, which just last month this happened, you know, my wall gets hit with a bunch of happy birthdays. I don't even look at them. I don't even respond to them or anything. It's not that, I mean, I appreciate random or like people saying happy birthday to me just because Facebook told them? Yeah, to me, I should probably remove my birthday from Facebook just so that I don't get any more happy birthday messages. It feels really weird to me. So yeah, that's why I don't look at them and I don't respond to them. And I don't wish people happy birthday via Facebook. LTT paid me $5,000 for the collab, right? No. No, they didn't pay anything. They did reimburse the cost of the parts that we had to pick up and buy. But I don't think I could have gotten paid for that. You know, when you cross the border to Canada, they ask you, like, what are you here for? If you're there for work, I think you technically need and you're getting paid. I think there's like a real complicated like thing about like work permits and stuff like that. So no, it was just a collab. It was truly a collab in it, you know, in what it was. And I didn't get paid, but I think just getting more exposure from being on the channel and just having a fun time. They took care of us while we were up there. I think it was well worth it. And yeah. Oh yeah, for people who didn't know, U2 Nosy says, I like that you did shorts with the Toasty Bros. Yeah. Remember, it was just last week or the week before, when Jackson hopped onto the stream, and I was like, hey Jackson, if you ever want me in the YouTube shorts. They actually followed up on it, which is why I was in 3 of the Toasty Bros shorts. Let me see. Toasty Bros. We can watch one of them right now. So which one was it? Best PC only. Wait, what is it? Most expensive, yeah. Is this playing? No, it's not. There's no sound.
65080. I spent $1484 at Micro Center in Indianapolis. I don't think it'll ever be surpassed by any other part in my build.
Is it like the same now?
Matt told me the other day they were on sale at Micro Center for like $1,100, so I'm in the hole.
The most expensive part in my PC, if you were to ask me before the shortages, would have been my graphics card, the RTX 4070 Super. But now with these shortages, it's got to be my 8TB SSD. When it went into my system, they were going for around $500 to $600. And I just checked recently, the cheapest one is going for like $1,200, with most of them closer to $1,300 or $1,400.
I'm not one to be upstaged, but I think in this video somebody might have already beat me, but it is my hard drive. I thought I was big balling on a, not a budget back then. It was $300 for that 4TB hard drive from Samsung, but that is now worth to the moon. I think like $800. Good investments pay off.
It would have to be my 9070 XT, still around $700 right now.
It's probably got to be the 9070 XT still.
Most
probably
expensive
my
thing in your
9070
PC should be the
XT. I
graphics
bought
card.
it for $450. I think I heard Matt say they're like $700 now, so that's value.
What is the most?
But yeah. So they sent me 3 questions and then I answered them. So I was in 3 different YouTube shorts for them. But yeah, go check those out. Support Toasty Bros. They're really bros. They're super chill. What the Toasty Bros are one of the original, like the original people I first collabed with on YouTube, like in my first year of doing YouTube back in 2016. It was Tech by Matt, Toasty Bros, Scatterbolt, and Oztalks Hardware. Like that was the OG, budget building group and stuff like that. And I think it was the next year or the year after that, like we started adding more people on, or Chris, were you part of the group in 2016? But like Zach and JD Tech Gear, who doesn't make content anymore, even Kryptonic HD in chat right now, like we formed a little group called the Tech Fam. But yeah, no, Toasty Bros were one of the OG people that I collaborated with years ago. If you guys haven't seen those videos, go sort my channel by oldest videos and go watch some of those. They're pretty fun. I revisit those from time to time. Let me see. Nerd on a budget collab toasty bros. Let's see if this even comes out. There it is. Look at this. Look how look at these two. I think they were like 16 or 17 at the time. 10 years ago. 10 years ago. This was July 10th. We just passed the 10-year anniversary of this video. But yeah. It's been a good 10 years, man. Yeah, Lee shows up once in a while. Hey, what's up, Beat by Keek? Thank you, I appreciate it. You know what's crazy, Jensen? Did you peep the specs of each of the builds? If you read the comments on the LTT video, I think a lot of people were like, I would have chosen Zach's because his build is very aesthetically way better than mine. I went for maximizing, you know, price to performance and stuff like that. And I stayed within budget. Zach he chose the height case, I think, right? But I don't think a lot of people peeped the fact that my build had a 2 terabyte SSD in it, and Zach's had a 0.5 terabyte SSD in it. Which, when it comes to benchmarks, it doesn't matter. But overall, PC-wise, like, I picked up the 2 terabyte just because, like, they had one for that cheap. And I wasn't even the first person to get dibs on parts. I think I was the last one. I was, like, at the very end of the row. So, I think, like, a lot of people were like, oh, I'll choose Zach's, which I totally get it. It's a way prettier PC. But I'm like, are you guys just going to ignore the 2 terabyte SSD versus the 0.5 terabyte one? And I think Zach intentionally did that because he was making his aesthetic. He needed to, like, cut costs. So I think that's where the SSD was. But yeah, I was like, I mean, I get it. Like, you can choose whatever one your favorite is. But don't, like, keep in mind, hard drives or SSD space matters, even though it's not reflected in the benchmarking numbers. Grimlong, you've been in a Toasty Bro short? How? In what way? Did they, like, feature one of your comments or something like that? You tried reaching out with LTT with an idea, building a mini gaming PC into a broken 49-inch, swap screen out to a frame smaller one. Wait, what? You reached out? So, what was your idea? Building a mini gaming PC into a broken 49-inch ultra-wide. You're talking about, like, the super ultra-wide, right? The 21, what is it? 32 by 9s? Swap screen out in the frame to a smaller one, but the same curve, plenty of room, they politely passed. I guess why does it have to be a broken one? When you reached out with the idea, was it a collab idea or just an idea for them to do? I agree with you, Kryptonic. I wish Facebook Marketplace was its own app as well. Separate from Facebook. Kind of like how OfferUp is. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But I kind of do appreciate... The one thing I do appreciate that Facebook is still a part of Facebook... Or Facebook Marketplace is a part of Facebook is... You can at least look at people's profiles and post history and stuff like that. On the non-marketplace side of things. To determine if they're like a real person. Like, I do that all the time. Anytime I'm buying something from someone, I get nosy and I look through their profile. I'm like, okay, they're a normal person. It helps, like, humanize them as opposed to, like, on OfferUp. There's nothing about the person. It's just usually they don't even put their face in the profile picture. So, and sometimes they don't even use their real name. So, I do appreciate the Facebook Marketplace, like, me being able to see people for who they are outside of the marketplace, I guess. Not in a creepy stalker way, but like in a I need to vet you before I meet up with you kind of way. You've been in a setup video and you did a video with McAllister. What? Grimlong, post it in the Discord server. Dude, they post so many shorts that it probably would take for me too long to like try to find it. But yeah, if you can post it, I would like to see that. You can tell ChatGPT to design a PC to play certain games at a certain price. Somewhat. Let me see. Can we use ChatGPT without logging in? Can you build me? Can you give me a 2026 parts list? I don't. How far forward does ChatGPT have information on, or at what point? Does anyone know like the free tier? When you don't log in, can you give me a 2026 parts list for a, let's say $1,500 gaming PC that can play the hardest to run AAA titles? Let's see what it gives. Your friend broke. Wait. Which friend? Do I know that friend, Chris? So they broke their 49-inch super ultra wide monitor. Well, I think for them it wouldn't make sense because to ship that thing internationally into Canada, like 49-inch super ultra wides are stupid big, especially if they're curved. It makes the box so much thicker, and they're somewhat heavy. Like I feel like it'd be easier for them to. It would cost. How much do these 49-inch monitors cost? I think the cheaper ones are like non-high refresh rate ones. They're probably here. While this thing, we'll look at this list in a second. But what is the cheapest 49-inch? Was it 32 by 9 monitor 49-inch? What is the cheapest we can find this? The Innocent one for $500. So like 400, like in the low 400s, right? I feel like to personally ship a box like this, you're already in like the $100 plus to $150 territory. At least in the US. Shipping it up to Canada, I don't know what kind of premium would be tacked on top of that. And it's broken. You could buy a brand new one for just by spending a little bit more, I feel. So that you don't have to switch the screen, and then you could still probably open it up and put a mini PC in it. But I don't know. Like, for them, I can kind of see why they politely passed on it. Especially coming from California too. That's like the furthest, distance going straight up the West Coast, as opposed to if you were like in Oregon or Washington. Off-road is worthless here. Facebook Marketplace is my only option to sell locally. Interesting. I've actually, is that the case for anybody else? Like, does anyone else's area do people, I think I could probably, I feel like I can confidently say Facebook Marketplace is probably the best, like, buying and selling platform for pretty much like anywhere, because of how popular Facebook was or still is. OfferUp, on the other hand, I can see, in some areas there it might be a little bit more dry and less listings, but I'm curious, has anyone else not like have anything in their OfferUp? I think it's because so many people just by default have a Facebook profile. So it's just, less friction to post something on Facebook Marketplace. But I guess I might be one of the spoiled people for having an active offer up as well as Facebook Marketplace. Dragon Tonight says, I absolutely check everyone's profile in Marketplace. I need to know you ain't nuts before I invite you to buy from me. That isn't even funny. The way you wrote that is kind of funny though, Dragon Tonight. But yeah, no. It's always best to play it safe. Like, I would rather not have a knife or gun pulled on me. Even though someone with a legit profile could still do that. But I think the chances are a lot lower when they have a reasonable, normal profile. It's an yes. Post everywhere. Post Craigslist. Some Dylan that I picked up that I sold the graphics card to and his buddy, they buy from Craigslist still. We should look up Craigslist. We haven't done this in a while. Looking up PCs on Craigslist. Yeah, I just do not go to Craigslist that much anymore, but apparently he picked up like some really cheap RAM on there. So I guess if nobody's using Craigslist, if there's ever a decent deal on it, you might have a higher chance of picking it up. But okay, let's take a look at this AI PC, or what AI did. Okay, for a $1,500 DIY PC in 2026, I'd prioritize the GPU while keeping the platform modern upgradable. All right, good job. I would say I agree with this. This build is designed to handle the most demanding games such as Cyberpunk 2077, Alan Wake 2, Black Myth Wukong, Stalker, okay, GTA 6 when available at 1440p Ultra with ray tracing and DLSS, and FSR where appropriate. Gamers Nexus, what? They just linked the... So okay, so they're pulling info from within the last 6 months, February 2026. Let me click on this real quick. So, dude, did they just like copy Gamers Nexus homework? Let's see what they put. 9600X, 5070, Peerless Assassin. Okay, what did they put? 9600X, 5070, 32 gigs, B650M, gigabyte. Dude, Lian Lee Vector, Montec. Okay, so they chose slightly different cases. What power supply? MSI Mag. Okay, they do have the MSI Mag here. Huh, but that's... Yeah, they're referencing the Gamers Nexus article. Estimated total is about $1,500. And, here. Can you give me prices next to each component? I just want to see how they break down the pricing. Joined Facebook in 2008 is much more valuable than joined in 2026. That is a good point. OfferUp is kind of dead. I've only sold 1 or 2 items on there. I've had good success selling on Nextdoor. I have a Nextdoor account. I forgot why I made it, but I always get... Let me see. I always get these types of posts about people complaining on things. So I have a... Yeah, I do have a Nextdoor account. Why did I even sign up for this? Let me see when I signed up for this. But interesting. So the way Nextdoor works is... It doesn't... Isn't it just like a big feed similar to Facebook? So it doesn't have like its own like UI specific for selling, does it? I get so many freaking emails from Nextdoor. I'm the type of person who will never unsubscribe from something. It's bad. You guys should see my inbox. It's really bad. But why did I even sign up for this? Can I... But Nextdoor is kind of funny in that people use it to like complain about stuff like kids riding their electric scooters on the sidewalk and like people's dogs not being on leashes. That's what my daily email from next door is that I usually get. But maybe I might consider selling stuff on there now. I need to look into this. Okay, see what the AI says. So you're gonna be spending 200 on a 9600X, 38 on a Peerless Assassin, 150 on the motherboard, 560. Ooh, that's already out of date. 5070s are not going for 560. The cheapest 5070 is like 600 something, isn't it? Wait, 25th anniversary. Is Newegg having a sale? When is this? 3 days? How is it gonna go into next week? When is this 25th anniversary sale? Let me look into this in a second. But RTX 5070. All right, cheapest 5070 is 5060 Ti, 5070 refurbished, open box refurbished, used. 630 is the cheapest on Newegg. And then the cheapest on Amazon. 640, 630. After tax, we're talking $700 for me, at least. 10% tax. Ugh. 690. What the heck? 680. Hey, there, dude, PNY coming in with the cheapest one, but still over $600. So, yeah, I mean, I would say a $60 difference is quite a, I mean, that's like 10%. 32 gigs of, dude, what? Even in February, the prices were bad. What is this? ChatGPT's data, they pulled information from a 2026 here. Yeah, they're pulling stuff from modern articles. 2026, 7 days ago. This is why you can't trust AI, man. Yes, please give me $90 DDR5 32 gigs. 2 terabyte NVMe drive for $100. Everything else is about right though. Like $75 case, $100 Corsair power supply. Huh. I guess you should build in a buffer. Maybe you should ask it to recommend a $1,200 system, and then you're gonna have to spend $300 on top for parts because it does not know about the memory and storage situation, which I do expect it to know about because it's been like this for like since the start of 2026. Prices have been up. ChatGPT is good for parts compatibility and pricing, not so much lol. Yeah, this is pretty bad. But okay. Man. Yeah, this build really needs to be, let's see, multiply. So that'd be another $200, at least 200, if not $250. Another $100, so $350, and then about $400 more. So this is actually closer to wait, how much did I say? Like $1,800? Because this total didn't come out to $1,500. It came out to actually 13 something. But yeah, so $2,000 system gets you, well, I guess you could save some money going with a 1 terabyte drive here. You'll save like $100 or so, but you get a 5070 and a Ryzen 5 for near $2,000. Ooh. The RTX 5070 from your Micro Center is $580. Yeah, I didn't. I don't consider Micro Center to be real pricing. Like, if you have a Micro Center, that's awesome. But whenever I see Micro Center pricing, I just completely ignore it. Like on Build a PC sales or like on Reddit and stuff. And every time I see people chiming in, not you, obviously, because we're talking about it here, but like when I'm on Reddit and there's someone in like some PC Master Race subreddit asking, hey, what should I get between this and this? And then someone says, you should go and get the 7600 X3D combo at Micro Center. I'm like, are you just assuming this person has a Micro Center near them? And if it's just general advice to everybody in the thread, not just to OP, it just doesn't apply to the majority of people, unfortunately. That's me being salty, wishing if I had a Micro Center, I still wouldn't refer to Micro Center pricing in general when talking. Or I would first check with the person, do you have a Micro Center nearby? Which majority of the time the answer is gonna be no, just statistically with how many Micro Centers that exist in only 13 states. Like, and some states have like 2 or 3 Micro Centers. So yeah. Well, I was looking for a comparison between a 9060 XT and 9070. Gemini told me the 9060 XT did not exist, and I was probably confusing it with the 5060. Gemini. AI is supposed to be smart, and yet it makes some weird mistakes. The meme of "you're right, peanut butter does have peanuts in it." Lol. I have 2 Micro Centers here. I have not one step foot in the store. Do you? Where like? Are you not taking advantage of the like, you know, when you build a PC or upgrade, do you just not buy from them? I feel like that would be the best way to save money. And they'd be able to get it same day. Micro Center is an hour and 30 away from, and I have a 30-minute drive limit before I get nappy. You get tired every time you have to drive more than 30 minutes. You might, actually no, FSD wouldn't even work for you because you still have to be awake and behind the wheel paying attention. One day, maybe one day, dude. Also, another thing about Elon, why he's just a crappy person in general, he doesn't keep his promises. What happened to the new Tesla, the Roadster? What happened to FSD being actually fully self-driving without you having to intervene and stuff? Like, he's made so many promises that he doesn't keep. Sorry, I had to go back to that just because we talked about FSD. I buy on Amazon a Newegg. I feel there's no way Amazon and Newegg prices are better than the Micro Center combos. And just in general, like, they are able to price their graphics cards usually lower than Newegg and Amazon. Is it because it's far away from you? Or you just really hate going to in-store and you just rather have everything shipped to your door? I hate getting Micro Center email ads, then find out it's not shippable. How much does Micro Center, like, do they ship stuff now? Or are we talking about Amazon? Micro Center does sell through Amazon, but the prices are nowhere near as good. I've not tried to buy anything. Here, let's see. Can we buy something from Micro Center right now? PC parts. I bet all the good stuff is not going to be shippable. Let's just find like the, oh my god, $3,600 GPU. I guess if you needed a 5090, it is in stock somewhere. I would probably have to buy from Santa Clara would be the closest one, right? Wait, what's closer? Santa Clara? Yeah, San Jose, that's further north. Exactly. Okay. Let's see. Is there a including in stock? Okay. Is there a way to filter what they're willing to ship? Lowest price. You're gonna hate me now. Micro Center's 8 minutes for you, dude. If I had a Micro Center that close, I would probably exclusively buy PC parts from there. Aside from like when Newegg and it's mostly Newegg that has really good sales. Amazon doesn't ever really usually have good sales. They just have standard price stuff. But like, okay, in-store only. How do I check online. There's not even like a way to like everything is in-store only. So what do they ship? I think I do remember hearing that they do ship stuff, products, top deals. Can I just like look at every product here? I'm just gonna do a search. Oh no. Okay. We'll look for all categories. We'll view all top deals. Okay. In-store only, laptops. Yep, everything's in-store only. Not surprising. How about like filament? One is close to me and I still don't go all that often. I mean, yeah, I don't really expect people to go to Micro Center all too often unless they're constantly building PCs for people or flipping them or doing like an upgrade. But like for the like average regular person who builds their PC once every, I don't know how many years, or upgrades every couple of years, yeah, you're probably not needing to go into Micro Center all too often. Even like the thumb drives and like SD cards, everything's on. Oh, they sell this one online. Is that the only thing I can find so far? Let me see. Oh, this too. What? No. I'm pretty sure Amazon has this for like 60 bucks. Alright, oh wait, no. What's the difference here? Fully modular, PC. Oh, this is the PCIe version? That's why? Wait, what's the difference between these two? GLS, PCIe 5, 10-year warranty. So the only difference is it's the GLS. We would probably have to look. Okay, so I was confusing it with this one. So it's the same price. I mean, yeah, at this point, one new in stock. So this one did not say online only. Can I add this to cart? Finally through the traffic on my 5-hour drive to the fire you're assigned to. Lurk mode. Time to haul butt. You've been driving on a trip that's going to take you 5 hours, Chris? What the heck? Where's the shipping? Oh, come on. You're gonna make me sign in? Here, I'm gonna see if I can buy this on my own because I'm gonna use my Gmail to log in. But yeah, it didn't say online only or in-store only. So let me see if I can buy this right now and have it shipped. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna see if I can get to the point where it will ship to me. He lied to raise stock value, duh. Yeah, Elon is known to do that. I got the Tesla FSD 14 Lite today. Very cool. Which Tesla do you have, NT Tech? Cali Raids says, hey Danny, I watched your video 2 weeks ago when you sold the 7900 XTX Sapphire Nitro. I've got 2 of them in both my custom builds. Is it still worth keeping? Will it keep? Yes. You're talking about the card that is still on par with AMD's greatest offering in this generation. Yes, it will keep up with newer games. You shouldn't ask me that. You should use your systems and play games and have the card answer the question for you. No, the card, as you saw, is still like worth well over $700. A $700 graphics card in this day and age is perfectly capable of playing anything you throw at it. It's not going to be able to play AAA games at 4K, no upscaling, ray traced, but even a 5090 struggles at that. So, yeah. The only thing you would be replacing it with, which would be a side grade almost, would be a 9070 XT or like a 5080 or 5090 if you want to go and spend more money, but you probably don't want to do that. I've ordered Intel CPUs for shipping from Micro Center. Huh. Okay. I'm logging in right now on my other window to see if I can even get this shipped to me. But there's no point because it makes more sense for me to just buy it from Amazon. I'll get it quicker. And let me see if Micro Center is going to charge me. Excuse me. Shipping. I would have to pay $13 shipping. Yeah. And it would arrive in 7+ days? Come on now. What are we doing here even? So not only is it not a good deal, but also... Yeah, so this is what I got. So arriving in 7+ days, if I were to order the MSI Mag power supply. So the price is the same as Amazon, but I would also have to pay $13 shipping. So slower shipping and more expensive shipping. It makes no sense for me to buy from Micro Center. I feel like anything you buy for the people who don't have a Micro Center nearby, anything you buy from Micro Center will be priced very similar to what you could already get it from Newegg and Amazon for. So I don't know, like it makes sense. I know who said, yeah, Tech Blacksmith. When you bought it from them, it really was a better deal than Amazon or Newegg. Because I feel like they, for the most part, give you the better deals when you do the bundle combos and stuff like that. Not when you buy single one-off processors, but... $10 years later, I'm still buying used on Facebook / OfferUp over Amazon, Newegg, Best Buy, Micro. California keeps me sorted with people wanting the latest. Yeah, being in California, I feel like just having a Micro Center around you will make it so that, or somewhat nearby, will make it so that people are more willing to do earlier upgrades and stuff because they have, you know, a Micro Center in their backyard. Washington has a decent market, but I feel like the used market in Washington would be popping off more if we had a Micro Center, because even more people will upgrade sooner than they really need to. When I go home to North Carolina, I stop at the Micro Center in Charlotte. I'm going to be going to California in a couple of months. I think I'm going to try to go to the Micro Center there in Tustin. We'll see. It's a family trip, so I'll have the girls with me. Yeah, maybe I'll just tell them, like, hey, you want to drop me off at Micro Center? Maybe I should hit up Micro Center. If I can make some content there, that'd be pretty dope. But I haven't worked with Micro Center in a couple of years by this point, and the last contact I had from there, like, they left the company. So yeah, I don't have a contact at Micro Center anymore. But even if they don't like sponsor the video, if I could just go there and make content with a camera and they'll be cool with it, then I'm down. I have 4 Micro Centers within 4 miles of me. What? Are those New York Micro Centers that close to each other? 4 Micro Centers within 4 miles of me. I don't know. That sounds a little bit exaggerated. I need to look at this map now. There's no way Micro Center put that many of them that close, did they? Let's take a look at this. Alright, let's look at this map. I know you wouldn't lie. Is that my scaling is go away? Okay. Micro Center. Okay, never mind. I have to have that on the side. So these are all micro centers. Micro Center. Did you miss a 0? That can't be 4 miles, is it? Oh, wait. Wait. We see the scale down here. So this is 10 miles. Oh, sorry. Where's my cursor? So yeah. So 10-mile scale right here. This looks like it'll probably be like 6. This might be like 8 miles. This one might actually be the 10 miles. But still. This is... When was this? This is also a micro center? Do we seriously have 5 micro centers right here in New York? And then you zoom out. And then there's like no love for the Northwest at all. Well, this is... Yeah, why is it not showing the California ones? Okay, there it is. Why is it not showing everything on the map? Weird. Google Maps, what are you doing? But no. Okay, I knew New York had like a few nearby. What is this? Also, what the heck? Why is it not coming up now? But to me, this is wild. If these are... Let me click on these. Is it actually a micro center? Yep, that's actually a micro center. With the picture and everything down here. That's wild. Micro Center didn't even start in New York. It started... I think the first one... Or like their head... I thought it was like the Colorado one or something like that. Or maybe the Michigan one? I don't know. Wait, is there one? Oh, no. The Ohio one. Not Michigan. I don't know if there's one in Michigan, but... They have 5 and Kentucky can't even get 1? Yeah, dude. What the heck? I love Micro Center, but... I don't know, like... The thing is, too, they've never publicly stated, like, just give us an answer. Even if we know what the answer is, like, you know, property costs are too high or something like that, just give us an answer why you haven't expanded more and why you have 5 in, like, one region on the East Coast. There's an elephant in the room, and I've never seen them publicly address it. They're so playful. On Twitter, when you ask them, can you bring a micro center to my town? They're always like, tee-hee-hee, we'll see what we can do. Tee-hee-hee, we'll try our best. Like, bro, no. Just give it to us straight. Are you ever going to come here, and what's stopping you? I mean, for all we know, micro center might barely be, like, profitable. I don't know. But, I just want more transparency. Is that too much to ask? You're surrounded. I know you're surrounded. When we visited New York, I didn't even think to go and visit a micro center. Next time, we do want to go back to New York. Next time, I will try to make it into one. 5 points of micro center. Yeah, it's a micro center mecca. More like a mega center. Danny's going to triangulate where you live now, Dragon Tonight. Yeah. Actually, I guess, you're right. I think with that, you could if you were in the middle of some of them, you could be within 4 miles of, maybe not 4, but at least 3 for sure. Yeah. I'm going to try to triangulate where you live, Dragon Tonight, now that you've said it. But Google Maps is being so weird right now and not popping up with stuff when I tell it to search the area. I broke Google Maps. It was 1980 in Ohio. They first opened up. Yeah, it was that one. Was it not the Columbus store? I forget. They do so. You would think they would do so well in the Pacific Northwest. Pacific Northwest is one of the, you know, like, how do I say this? It is a very tech-centric area. You've got Intel in Oregon, then you've got all the tech companies in Seattle. But in terms of like also average, like, you know, tech salaries and cost of living and stuff, yeah, like Washington and Oregon, we've got people who could afford PC parts. Okay, bring it to us and we will buy it. New York secondhand market must be booming. Yeah, how is that? Dragon Tonight, you ever buy used stuff? Let me know when you swing by NYC. I'll happy show you around. I'm trying to remember where exactly we stayed. I'm gonna have to ask my wife because I don't remember exactly what area we stayed in. We did stay on Long Island, but in terms of like what neighborhood. But yeah, dude, Subway in New York, like, just blew my mind. Subway system there is so cool. It's like, why can't we have that type of public transportation everywhere? We have a light rail here in Washington, but it's nowhere near as good. And it doesn't have as much coverage. You're in the Bronx, have fun with that. The most I know about the Bronx is from the movie Rumble in the Bronx, starring Jackie Chan. You guys seen this movie? Was this in like the late 80s or 90s? What year was this? Rumble in the Bronx, 1995. But that's as far as my knowledge goes, and it's from the 1990s Bronx. I'm sure the Bronx has changed in the last 30 or so years. But yeah, look at this scene. This scene. Is this representative of modern day Bronx for an Asian man? Dragging tonight. The GPU mafia controls the Pacific Northwest. New York is good for resale, and it's also really bad. Too many folks spoil the broth. You have to be very careful when looking. It might be a turf thing. Well, who's keeping them off of the Pacific Northwest turf? A Bronx Tale is better. I have not seen a Bronx Tale. Who's in this one? Robert De Niro. Is this like a coming of age crime drama? Okay. So it's like Italian crime family type movie. I've not seen this, but really good score on Rotten Tomatoes. I should add that to my list. Oh, wait, Jason. I think I missed your message earlier. What did you say? Something about Streamer University? University? All Seattle has is a bunch of Fenty leaners get wrecked. Nope, that wasn't the message I was looking for. Wait. Where's the thing? They should have invited you to be a professor at Streamer University. I don't think what am I considered an average Andy? Is that what the kids call it? I'm a 90 concurrent viewer Andy. Is that, I know that's probably like top whatever percentage, like definitely top 1%, but compared to actual streamers that get like tens of thousands of viewers, I'm small fry. I don't know how streaming works. These streams, I probably am not the most like strategic with them as I could be. I think to be a successful streamer, you're supposed to try to milk your viewers of all their money and get them to dono and stuff like that. I don't really do that. We treat this as a hangout session, and I make like no money from these. When you guys super chat, like it's always appreciated, but I'm not constantly doing things or like setting milestones or whatever streamers do to get people to donate to them. I don't do that because I don't think this is the right audience for that either. Like, the channel is revolved around saving money and like being money conscious, and I think throwing money to streamers is definitely not is not being not being money conscious and stuff like that. Now, I do get it. Like, if I have helped you save money with my content and like you got into deal hunting and then you saved like hundreds of dollars buying used part and you throw some and you like donate and stuff, then yeah, sure. But for the most part, I think we're all pretty frugal here. So like just throwing money into the ether and having YouTube take half of it or whatever portion of a cut they take, it's not like the most fiscally responsible decision for the most part for a lot of people, considering, you know, the state of the country right now. So, oh my God. And of course, Unc Ken, with his nearing retirement, he's got all the money in the world. He threw out 10 Neuron Budget gifted memberships. Unc Ken, I appreciate it. You did not have to do that. But what I was getting at is, to answer Jason's question, I cannot be a professor at Streamer University because I do not have the traits of a successful streamer. I do not have the viewer count that a successful streamer typically has, nor do I make any money from it for the most part. I just made some money there from Unc Ken, so I appreciate that. Yes, exactly. The timing was very uncanny on that speech. Unc Ken ruined the moment. No, I'm kidding. I appreciate you, Ken. A lot. But no. Have any of you guys actually followed Streamer University? Surprisingly, I've been watching a fair amount of the content because it's now in my feed, and I put it on in the background. I'm not watching it. I listen to it. But I've been listening to the classes from Streamer University. And if you guys are like, what is that even? Then Streamer University was an event that got put on by Kai Cenat. And if you guys are like, who is Kai Cenat? Then good. You guys go outside and touch grass and you guys have jobs. But there's a lot of controversy and backlash from last year's Streamer University. It's where Kai Cenat, who's a big streamer on Twitch, probably one of the biggest right now, he brings together a bunch of streamers to a college campus for a weekend, and they have classes, and then they collaborate and do all that kind of stuff. It's to teach people how to be streamers, as well as intermingle big and small streamers. Last year they did it. It was kind of like a huge, like, mess. People were just trying to clip farm. People were just doing horrible things just to get a viral moment, etc. This year it was a little bit more organized. They also brought in people to be professors. They did that last year, but this year they brought in other streamers that are like more knowledgeable and well versed. This is what Jason was talking about, because me and him were talking about Streamer University throughout the week. But I've been watching the content from it because there's they taped the classes somewhat like a university class, and I've been picking up like just kind of like how to be a creator, how to be a streamer type advice from them. One of the things I need to do is I need to clip my streams into short form, and I tried doing that before, but the person that I hired to do it, there was personal stuff going on, like health things and things like that, so they couldn't continue to do it, and I haven't been able to find anybody else. But like, one thing I need to do is I spend 2 to 3 hours every week streaming. We talk about all the types of topics. A lot of the times we talk about really interesting and fun topics. A lot of those small conversations that we have on these streams are very clippable, and sometimes I do clip them myself, but on top of everything else I have going on, I just need a dedicated like clipper. But it would probably have to be someone who watches the stream, because then you'll know what to clip. You can't just hire only a video editor for this, because then you also have to give them timestamps, and then that just makes it like, it just makes it less worthwhile. So next, I did see that so it's gonna go to the EU next year. Yeah, because I think this year there's only like one person from out of the country, right? There was that one British girl. But yeah, Streamer University this year was so interesting because there's a lot of useful, insightful content and knowledge that was dropped. But then there was also the shenanigans that still happened and a bunch of all that drama. So Yeah, no live channel where you post edited segments of the stream. I don't know if I would want to do a lot of people are doing that. Like Zach does that. ZTT. So we look at Zach. So he has a Zach's Tech Turf normal channel, with 100 or his 2 million subs, but he has a ZTT Extras, which is that not gonna pop up? Do I have to type that in? But he has a ZTT Extras, which he did a really good job at growing, because his is up to like 150K, and he posts, I think he posts his full like long form streams here, which is basically cut up segments from his stream from the main channel, and then he titles it like how to build a $1,000 PC when he builds a $1,000 PC on stream, and he cuts out all the fluff and only focuses on the building part. And yeah, like, so he posted over here, and then he also has like behind the scenes and other stuff here. But I couldn't even imagine. He also posts shorts here, but I think these shorts are from the stream, so he's not doing additional work. It's just more work for the editors. But yeah, the workflow that Zach has built up and the team he's built around him, he's got like 2 large channels. I guess this is more of a medium channel, but yeah, he's like killing it in terms of, he should be a professor at Streamer University, Jason. But yeah, I couldn't imagine. I don't know. I think here's one thing I would admit. I've been doing YouTube for 10 years, and I think my biggest mistake was not building a team around me. I do everything by myself. I don't have any help. Like, not even a camera person would also be huge, but like, yeah, I operate the camera, I do the editing, I do the thumbnails, I do the intermingling with companies and sponsors, I do the video planning, scripting, everything, literally. And I've tried to hire editors, it just never worked out, and it just, for me, was like, it wasn't worth doing, so I just put a stop to trying to find more editors. But I think at least for shorts and clipping stream segments, I need to find someone who can edit and do that. That I would be willing to do because it doesn't go into the main content. And I think it's a pretty simple task, but you'd be surprised. I'm surprised, Grimlong, and you watch me and Jason. I feel like it would be really hard. Yeah, you must have run into Zach's stuff, but yeah. Also, Zach's genius is that he posts so much YouTube shorts that I feel like anytime you look for anything computer related, Zach's YouTube shorts will pop up on your feed. It doesn't matter what you're looking up. If you're looking up something PC related, try it right now, actually. Here's a fun exercise. Look up just graphics card benchmark or like comparison, or just look up anything that's PC related into your YouTube search bar right now, and then scroll an entire page. See if you can scroll the entire page of search results and not have Zach pop up on your YouTube feed from your search. But yeah, the way that he's done it, like, I feel like he is the face, or one of the faces, of like PC tech content on the platform. And he's not even the biggest channel out there. There are many channels much bigger than him. But how many videos does Zach have at this point? He has like a ton. Zach has posted 4,000 videos by this point. So yeah, like, no matter what, there is something out there that I won't find. If I turn home lab, let's see home server PC. If I type this in, and this, I'm not signed in. See, so I'm not signed in. Let's see if we can scroll down. Boom. Well, this is a long form video. It's not even a short form one. But if we keep on scrolling down, let's see if there's any short form ones that pop up in the search. But yeah, no, Zach was right there in his long form. Hey, Tech by Matt also. And again, this isn't like a biased or, you know, there's no pre-search history, there's no algorithm, or there's YouTube algorithm, but there's no personal algorithm, because again, I'm not signed in right now. So this is just what like the general person would see if they searched it. But let me type in like graphics card. Come on, where is it? There he is. Let me type in 5070 versus 9070. Oh, there he is. But Toasty Bros is also on here. But yeah, I'm telling you, you might not have noticed it before, but now that I'm mentioning this, see if as you use YouTube over the next week, if what I said was true in your personal YouTube feed and algorithm when you search. I'm curious to see if you guys will notice that trend too. But yeah, no, the way that Zach like puts in work to put in out so many shorts, because he posts about one video a week and he does one stream a week, but he does 3 shorts a day, I believe. So that's 21 shorts in a week. So the amount of volume of shorts to like long form or stream is like crazy, and it results in like, if you cover everything, you will come up in searches no matter what. All YouTube does is recommend ZTC shorts. He does like 5 he's not at 5 a day, is he? Let me take a look. But let me see how often he posts. So I'm just gonna go back like 5 and see. Why don't they tell you
so many PC builds?
Unless
Why don't
also
so
YouTube
many
Shorts is like kind of broken for me. Okay, so description, July 21st. So that was yesterday. I'm pretty sure he does like 3 a day. Let me look at this one.
Why do SSD
this would be
manufacturers
July 22nd,
advertise 2 terabytes?
12 hours
but
ago,
it's
yeah. So he's posted 3 today. So I'm pretty sure he does 3 a day. I couldn't even, dude, even though he does post a lot of shorts, I would imagine going from 3 to 5. That's like that's a 66% increase. And there's only so many things I feel like you can make shorts on, and he's already making so many on so many different topics. I couldn't imagine making 5 shorts. I can't imagine making 3 shorts a day. But they also have 7 employees. Yeah. So back to the reason we talked about this is because we're talking about my biggest mistakes. If I could go back and change something, and I guess I could technically change it now, is I wish I would have found an editor earlier on and tried to. The difficult thing about building a team is I do this all from home. I don't have an office, and I don't want just random strangers, like new hires, coming to my house. And I don't make anywhere near enough money to open up like, or to rent out an office space. Like, yeah, I'm not sure how much money you guys think I make, but from YouTube, but it is not a lot. So, but we're doing it from my home saves a lot of money for not having to pay rent. But that also limits who I can trust to be in my team if I do want someone in person to help with camera work or like benchmarking systems and stuff like that. Pretty much limited to friends or family, which I do not have any friends or family that are willing to take extra time after their work day to come help with that kind of stuff. And then finding an editor, that's a hard one because again, good editors cost a decent amount of money. And I'm not convinced that having fancier edits in my existing videos will make enough money to pay for editors. Which is why, like, I keep my edits pretty simple. But yeah, like right now, I make a decent amount of money from YouTube as a solo creator doing everything. But bringing in a person, paying them a fair wage and all that kind of stuff, that basically would make it so that I would be losing money, and I don't see it making sense in terms of like, especially with, I can't even output that much content to make it worthwhile to get an editor right now, because I'm not even posting one long form video a week. I'm just, my hands are way too tied with the girls right now. So, yeah. It would be funny to clip a short of you watching the Toasty Bro short with you in it, and then get Zach to cut a short. So one of the, I want to start doing shorts like this, where I basically respond to other people's shorts, whether it be like PC misinformation or like their opinions and stuff like that. You've seen it, right? You've seen the guy. Let me see. Where like, what is it? The Spine Doctor YouTube shorts. Is that? No, it's Squat University. So like this guy, you guys have probably seen these shorts. He cuts himself into these, and he on his shorts,
POV.
He always picks the best things to react to that makes the best thumbnails. Like look at these. A lot of the times it's like girls in yoga pants and things like that. And then he cuts into it with very informative, useful information. So obviously I can't thirst trap it on the PC tech side of things, but this type of short where it's like a response or like, you know, or calling out misinformation or whatever. This is a pretty popular style of short where also you're kind of piggybacking off of a viral clip that already exists. So I want to start doing shorts like those, but I need to consume way more shorts content than I currently do, so I can find shorts that are even worthwhile to stitch myself into. Thumbnails with the plot. But yeah, if you look at these, like, I mean, there's a common trend with a decent amount of them. I wouldn't say all of his are thirst traps, but a decent amount of them are like, you know, the people get there and they're like gentlemen of taste or whatever. We meet again type things. It should be more like I find TikTokers, because TikTok, I feel, has way more misinformation or just like bad advice than YouTube Shorts does, even though it's usually cross-posted. Clip Jason crashing out about AI slop content from Gamer Meld and react to that. Jason's shorts, let's see. What has Jason's shorts been recently? Jason, you better not copyright strike me. Actually, let me know if this pops up in your copyright strike. Let's see what your shorts have been. So I know you have your graphics cards ones, but what about the non-graphics cards one? Which... Steam Machine, Android handheld. Did you get paid for this?
The RTX 3050 is a disaster.
Did you guys just see that? I don't know why YouTube Shorts is so buggy. I did not click on this. I clearly clicked on this short. You guys saw that, right? And for some reason, it fed me the RTX 3050 one on this side of the screen. You did not get paid.
The RTX 3050 is a disaster.
It just did it again! Look, it's gonna fix itself this third time. Here's my hand. We're gonna click on this.
The RTX 3050 is a disaster.
Is it because I'm not logged in right now? What's going on? How have I clicked the Steam Machine one?
The Steam Machine is an amazing
The Steam Machine
product,
one works. What the heck just went on there? Can I not watch this short?
The RTX 3050 is a disaster.
You just saw it for a split second there. Dude, we're multi-billion, trillion-dollar company here. They can't even get this right. Ad block. Do I have ad? Oh, I do have ad block on. Let me unblock. Okay, I turned it off. Now we're gonna refresh.
This nifty little device is the Magni
But it still popped up for a split second. Okay, so let's watch this one.
RX. a sub $100 Android handheld that has some impressive specs for the price. You're getting a 5.5-inch 1080p IPS display. Having a crisp 16:9 panel for under $100 is a massive win, especially for scaling and game streaming. Under the hood, it's running a Snapdragon 662 paired with 4 GB of RAM and an active cooling fan. It features RGB Hall effect joysticks to prevent any kind of stick drift. It runs on a clean build of Android 14, meaning you get full access to the Play Store and local streaming via Moonlight. Now, let's be real about the performance. This 662 is an older, lower-tier chip. If you're buying this thinking it's a flawless, portable PlayStation 2 or a GameCube machine, you're gonna be disappointed. It will run some lighter titles if you manually tweak the emulators, but it's gonna be a slideshow on the demanding stuff. Where this device actually shines is everything right below that. It absolutely chews through PSP at 3 times upscaling, Dreamcast, N64, and all the classic 16-bit systems. But for a sturdy, ergonomic device with a 5000 mAh battery, runs Android, and it punches well above its weight class for $100, it's hard to complain.
I always
this nifty little device is the Mate
You ever go to
Air X,
AliExpress
a
and
sub
just look at
$100
handhelds?
Android handheld.
I don't have any of these handhelds. I could have gotten some from an AliExpress deal, but I don't want to spend money on it because I know I probably won't use it. But I just typed that in handheld. There's like so many of these type, and then a lot of them look like Game Boys and stuff too. I think they're really cool, but I just feel like there's too many choices. We talk about like PC cases being too many choices, but with the PC case, it's pretty simple. Like a PC case does not have like a chip in it. It doesn't have RAM. It doesn't, it isn't powered specifically. The components inside of it is powered. But like these handhelds, these are actual like pretty complicated things with like circuit boards and RAM and batteries in it. They're electronics. But I don't even know, aside from watching people put together top 5 handheld videos on YouTube, how could you even start doing research on one of these devices to pick up when there's literally like thousands of them on AliExpress, and they all kind of, a lot of them do the same thing or like are in the same performance bracket, but then they're like different form factors and have like slightly different features. This is straight up a renewed Game Boy Color. I had this exact purple Game Boy Color. My brother had the solid purple one, and I had the see-through purple one. I don't know if he still has it in storage. I should ask him about it because I spent so many hours as a kid playing on this specific Game Boy Color. Your long form video tomorrow is about one of these little handheld things replacing your Steam Deck. Is it gonna be a sponsored one, or is it like just you decided on your own to seek out an alternative thing? Nope, just you? Nice. Jason can't be bought out by these Chinese handhelds. I have one pre-ordered. I collect them because I couldn't make a choice. I mean, they're cheap enough where, look, dude, $26, $30, $40. You could buy 10 of them for less than the price of a Steam Deck. But obviously, this is not as powerful as a Steam Deck because a lot of these are more of like Android, like good for mobile apps and not actually playing games straight off of Steam. Like the hardware that they have in them, the capabilities. But yeah, I mean, for emulating like Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance and stuff, should be plenty. This is like a modern. Actually, how do these compare to phones? It must be weaker for how cheap they are. This dude Jason here kind of looks like Danny McBride. Wait. Where did it go? Did I click away? Oh, here it is. Jason, what do you have to say about that? Danny McBride from Pineapple Express. I know who he is, but I'm trying to find a side-by-side picture. that looks the most like Jason. Are we seeing it? Oh, okay. For some reason, I actually am seeing it a little bit, especially with the facial hair. Obviously, Jason doesn't look full white like Danny McBride does, but I'm trying to find the best picture. I think that might be it. It might be this one. Because specifically of the facial hair. Yeah, everywhere else he looks a little old. This feels racist. How's that racist? How is someone saying you look like Danny McBride racist? Benzerino Trimui brick is a good one, but seems a little small. You can get it in metal. Is it on here? Trimmer for man. Ooh, okay, here we go. Here we go. I think if I were to... Okay, I know this sounds stupid, especially when it comes to like my stance in the PC world. But if I were to pick up one of these handhelds, aesthetics would be one of like top 5 or maybe top 3 reasons I choose it. Price, like performance, I guess, or specs, and then yeah, third would be aesthetics. I, for some reason, don't like the look of this. I don't know what about it I don't like. Let me go back to that metal one. Or the, yeah, this one right here. Maybe it's because it is solid and opaque and kind of neutral colors. But I guess some of these aren't. I don't know. I know it kind of looks like a Game Boy. But like, something like this, I think, looks aesthetically better, but maybe it's because this one's transparent. Let me try to find one that's not transparent. Or here, this one, or these ones with the flip, so that you get more. Well, you don't get more screen on this one, but this one you get a bigger screen because it's a flip. Does this one slide? No way. Oh, no way. It's got a proprietary oh, wow. Cold take, Jason looks better with a beard. I secretly agree, Grimlong, don't tell my subscribers. Wait, Jason, has your subs talked about your facial hair one way or the other? Have they complained that when you have it grown out, do they want you to be clean shaven? Dude, this is like the what phone was that? The Sidekick? I need to see this in action. Is there a video? This thing looks cool. $107 though. I don't know. I don't know about that. Okay, no. Nope. I don't want to watch the long form. I want to watch the shorts on it. Come on, give me a short. Here we go. Oh. For some reason, I thought the flip was going to be a lot more dynamic.
A new retro handheld with a flip-up display capable of emulating a bunch of...
Oh, wait. It's only rotating 90 degrees?
Retro gaming finds.
Oh, okay. I thought that's why it doesn't look as dynamic. You guys remember the Sidekick, right? The, where's the...
So this is the Ambernick RG Rotate. And
there's a sliding one, but where's the flipping one? No. When it flipped, it did a full 180. There it goes. This is the flip I was expecting because it hinges in the middle. Look at that, dude. That's like, that's so cool. But this one, they hinge on the corner.
Cool.
So it only goes up. It flips 90. Okay. So
The
it's still pretty
Ambernic
cool though.
RG Rotate, a new retro handheld with a flip-up
Pretty
display
interesting.
capable of emulating a bunch
Just
of
the
retro
squared
games,
off form
including
factor is
Game
pretty
Boy,
cool.
Neo Geo,
No joysticks on this
PS1,
one though.
Game Boy
Just
Advance,
the
and more.
typical D-pad
It's
and
one
the
of the first to
buttons.
feature this
But yeah, look,
nostalgic
you can
flip-up
emulate,
screen, reminiscent
quite a bit of stuff
phones
on
from the
here.
2000s.
I want the Aya Neo slide. There's so much competition. You can have everything. Yeah. There's just too much. It's just like, what's it called? Choice paralysis or decision paralysis or whatever. Like, you're going to spend so much more time doing research and never ending up buying anything because there's too many choices. So I'm not sure if I told you guys, but during the AliExpress stream, that one originally was not going to be a 3D printing stream. That one originally was AliExpress wanting to send me like 7 or 8. I was going to say 6 but they were going to send me like a number of different items for me to just unbox and use and do like first-hand impressions on stream. And I picked like 3 or 4 of these retro handhelds. Then they came back and said, hey, actually, we want to do this instead. Would you be down? And then they presented the 3D printing thing. I was like, oh, heck yeah. I kind of actually want a 3D printer more than retro handhelds. So then that's why I did that stream with AliExpress. But it was almost a stream going over a bunch of random products, like electronics. A lot of them being ones that, like handhelds like these. But so because that didn't happen, now I don't have any of these, and I can't convince myself to buy these, even though they're pretty affordable. It's just like I know I'm not gonna use it past the first day or two of like having a shiny new thing, because I can already do most of this on my phone and have one less thing to carry around. Aeneo Thor or Ain Thor. This is more expensive. Holy crap. 300, 400. We're getting to Steam Deck territory of pricing, at least used. I'm an Anberic fan. I have 8 of their handhelds, and I just ordered the Rotate. Anberic. Aeneo Slide is their Sidekick ripoff. Okay, Anberic. Oh, so you just said I'm addicted and freely admit it. I love retro gaming. I mean, I feel like I'm curious in like 10 years, 15, 20 years time. You know how like with our consoles and handhelds from like Nintendo and Sony and I guess Xbox and stuff, we have this nostalgic feeling anytime we see like an old game cartridge or an old console system and things like that. Old Game Boy Advance, SP, things like that. I'm curious, these like, I guess Android handhelds, what is the class of product this is? Generic handhelds, whatever it is. This class of product, I'm curious, one, in 10, 15, 20 years, if they're still going to be very similar in terms of like form factor, functionality as they are right now. And 2, in that same time frame, are we going to look back 20 years from now at these, Anbernic or Ioneo or whatever brand of the thousands of hundreds of brands, this thing, are we going to look back and be like, oh, those were really cool retro handheld electronic devices? Or do only the major big, Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, do they only get the nostalgic treatment? Anberic will be lost to time. I mean, what were those, remember those little handheld, 90s handheld games that were like really crappy? Yeah, these things. The things with the black and white. And they only like showed like a yeah, what are these things called again? LCD handheld games. The consoles that cost, remember? Yeah, $15. Wait, what? This is a relaunch. But remember these things where literally they had the baked in pre-images or whatever. And these were so bad, but also I kind of have some nostalgia for them because 1 second, Melissa's calling. I'm assuming they need help bringing the girls in. I'm gonna have to end stream. 1 second. Ooh, we're having Little Caesars for dinner. I don't know why I'm so excited. I think it's because it's been a while since I've had Little Caesars. And Melissa's gonna pick up those little puff thingies. I think those are really good, and they're really cheap, aren't they? They're like $4 or $5 or something. I think they're really good. But yeah, Little Caesars, not something I am typically excited for. I feel like their base pizza is pretty meh. But she's picking up some on the way home from Target, so yay! The puff things are. Oh, what? You can hear me now, right? Yeah. You can. No, the sound was gone on purpose. I muted so that you guys can hear my conversation with Melissa. That was on purpose. That was intentional. But yeah, these 90s LCD, 90s handheld LCD things. You guys have had these, right? Yeah, look at it. The way that it worked was like the image was already baked in and it would just turn on or off. And they would just have like, let's say you are this car. They would have your car like in multiple places and it would just switch on and off to the different ones. And then when your opponents came by and stuff, they would have their own baked in images that would flip on and off to show that they were getting further or back from you. But I guess like these things, even though they don't exist anymore, I think people look back at these nostalgically. Let's look at eBay. Let's see, are these things worth anything now? Or are they just useless junk? 90s LCD handheld. The only video game you could buy in a pharmacy? Is that where you remember them being sold? I just remember them being sold at like Target and Kmart and stuff like that. The Wheel of Fortune was great. Okay, let's look at these. Vintage. Is this working? Power Rangers. So this one, $22 or best offer. So you can get it for cheaper. And this looks like the legit thing. So they're not super valuable. Description, authentic, original vintage. One owner. This is the... Dude, at that point, like if you had one of these, would you sell it for $22? If you were the original owner, you had it since you were a kid. Are you seriously putting this up for $22 plus $5 shipping on eBay? Or $6 shipping? Or do you keep this because of nostalgic purposes and maybe you can let your kids play with it one day? I don't know. I feel like it's not... And then paying the eBay fees and potentially taxes on your sale to the government because they suck. Everything shown in photos, the back battery cover of the game is missing. Oh, it's missing the battery cover, but the game does work. And they're not going to include batteries because they don't want to start a fire shipping a battery. Yeah, I mean, if I had one of these, like if I had one of my childhood original ones, I don't think I would ever sell it. I would give it to the girls and this could be their first game that they play. I grew up on the football with the red line. There should be a giant carnival claw game where you can pull up those LCD handhelds. I don't know, man. I feel like it looks like they did try to bring these back, but I feel like you could release this today and they would sell a decent amount of them because parents from the millennials, they would go nuts about this and they would want to give it to their kids. Though I think kids nowadays, as excited as the parents would be to share this with them, they might just be like, oh, that thing sucks, and go back to their phone or tablet or whatever the heck kids are constantly on these days. They wouldn't understand the struggles of a monocolor baked in image LCD screen game handheld thingy. Was the brand Tecmo? Was a Japanese video game company. Tecmo handheld. This one probably. Or one of these football ones. Oh, this one's Tiger. Tiger Tecmo Bowl, huh? They probably still sell them. I'm not sure if I've seen one recently. Let's see. LCD handheld game. Oh, they put silicone buttons on them. So they do have a Tetris keyring one. Okay. Handheld for kids. They have a slot machine one. I'm trying to find like the one with the crappy looking D-pad, just like back in the 90s. Oh, dude, I need to get the girls one of these. The little water bubble ring catcher thing. They got solitaire for 30. It's so funny. Like, I guess there might be a situation you might work at some secret government, facility that they take your phone or you have to check it into a locker. So then if you want to do something on your break, like that's where this would come in. Because otherwise you would just play solitaire on your phone, right? But like they're selling this thing for $30 for an LCD solitaire when all of our phones are capable of doing it way better in color. Here's a poker one. Dude, this poker one. What is this even? Let me see this. How do you see... Was this 5-card poker? How do you see the other person's hand? It looks like you can only see one. Why is there so many hold buttons? Hold, high score, game sound, deal draw, hand score. Why are there so many repeat buttons? Oh, is this... What? Oh, 5 and 1. For adults, include draw. Okay. Mattel Electronic Football, it's even older. They will, if whatever is advanced when they get old is more now. I found some MMPR videos online, and there are adult people that are scary into... Wait, what is MMPR? Oh, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Okay. There are adult people that are scary I mean, yeah, every type of like IP out there exists. There are people who are like super obsessed with them. Star Wars definitely has a bunch. I'm trying to think of... I mean, even if you go to... I guess He-Man isn't that obscure. But, cartoons from the 80s and 90s, Transformers, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not surprised. So, funny thing, I have been watching a decent amount of interviews from Walter Jones, who was the Black Ranger, the original one. And listening to like the story of why the original Power Rangers cast changed out and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not obsessed about Power Rangers, but I go through some random rabbit holes on YouTube. And then here's a Red Ranger. And then this one, she died in a car accident. So like, yeah, they replaced it, the original Rangers, due to contract disputes and like money and stuff like that. But it's very interesting to listen to, given that Power Rangers was, for a lot of people who grew up in the 90s, was our childhood, right? And then so Jason David Frank actually has a movie coming out still, even though he passed away like a few years ago. But they're finally wrapping up the movie that he's in, which is like a spiritual Power Ranger successor. I have way too much knowledge about the Power Rangers right now, and it's just coincidental that recently I was watching these videos on YouTube or listening to them. Yes, me and Jason were talking about, or no, Jason brought this up, but we had talked about this was like a year or more ago. He found this iCarly review channel where like all they do is talk about iCarly for 4 hours or something.
4, 3, 2.
Well, I guess they're showing clips in this one. I think they show clips as they do commentary over it. Yeah, this guy's name is Quentin Reviews. He made a 4-hour iCarly video, and it's slaying, dude. 6.8 million views. Let me see his other videos. The fairy... He reviews like these Disney Channel videos. He does these deep dives. Look at this. The Victorious... whatever the heck this show was. It was on Disney, right? 5.5 hour video. 10 million views. It's crazy how he doesn't have more subs, given the numbers that he's pulling in. This dude just does these long deep dives. There's an audience for everything out there. So going back to the point of, does it surprise me that there are people obsessed with Power Rangers? No, it does not. When you got 10 million view videos on 5-hour long videos, 26,000 comments, just on like iCarly and Victorious and things like that. The internet is nuts. Like, when you somehow find yourself in like these weird corners of the internet, going down these rabbit holes, you find some really, really strange stuff like this. I'm convinced no one actually watches these. It's simply nostalgia bait to fall asleep to. Yeah, I do agree with you. A lot of these, I don't think people are actively watching. They're likely putting them in the background to sleep to, or maybe listening to it like it's a podcast. Because the crazy thing is, this guy's not just clipping stuff and like stealing content. It's somewhat transformative because, let's listen to it.
German military immediately appears, as the teens realize that they're going to be forced to perform one way or another. Andre is looked at by an 11-year-old
I mean, I guess the way that
most
he's doing it is
qualified
he's explaining what's
on
happening
her
in the
left
scene.
hand,
But the
toward-
fact is that there's a person narrating it, and someone came up with the script to go alongside this 5-hour video of this kids TV show, and 10 million people watched it. It's just kind of wild when you think about it. His videos are even longer lately. Jason, the fact that you still follow up on this guy's channel when you have zero interest on any of the topics he talks about, that is interesting. You said to check his newest videos, his latest ones. Why are they not showing the length? Oh, 7 hours, 42 hours. This was 1 year ago. Oh, he stopped making content. He must be rich by this point with how many views he's getting, unless he's getting copyright struck on everything. But yeah, 7 hours, 1 hour. Dude, what is this 42-hour video? Let me check it out for like 1 second. This is 1 day, 18 hours, 5 minutes, 54 seconds. I'm gonna get copyright struck, aren't I?
To Drysdale's cook, told him to keep quiet, and the cook said it must be a crab.
Is this AI? How can you do this and not make it, like, how is this not AI? Who is here narrating for 47 hours? 48 hours. Jeez, man, that many views. This one has less views than the other ones, but it might be because of the topic. But it's still crazy. You too nosy. I says I like Hannah Montana. I don't think there's anything wrong with liking Hannah Montana, even if you're a guy. I think I was just a little bit too old for the Hannah Montana. Disney shows that I watched as a kid, like Boy Meets World, Smart Guy, those ones. I'm trying to think of, like, I think I caught on a little bit of That's So Raven. What else was around that era? Around the That's So Raven era. That would have been more like geared as a girls show. And I admit it, I watched Sailor Moon on Toonami growing up. What else was in that era? I'm trying to think of Disney Channel stars, and I'm coming. Even Stevens, even though there was one, like, you know, sister and brother, I feel like Lewis was still the main character, so it wasn't really a girls' show. So I'm trying to think of any girls' kids show that I enjoyed watching growing up. And I think they didn't really come until like Hannah Montana around that time, unless I'm forgetting something. Yo, dude, when is the next LAN party? We haven't scheduled it yet. I think we do need to schedule it by the end of next month. We need to schedule it. When is the next LAN party video that I need to still edit and get through? I'm trying to get it out next month as well. I like to be informed on stuff I hate, says Jason. That is beyond nuts. I have to watch his videos, lol. Yes, Dragon Tonight, watch it and check back next week. Oh, wait. We do have to close something up. We have to wrap something up. From last week. I'm forgetting their name already. Smash TV Networks sent the video. It was them. They had proof. They had my channel running in the background. They had their account signed in. They were indeed in their 40s. They showed their face and stuff on it. So I was not expecting that. So Smash TV Networks has not been lying to us the whole time, at least not with everything. I don't know if you're in the audience right now, Smash TV Networks, but yeah, I was not expecting that. Is there no LAN party in the near future? Yeah, the video I have not started editing it yet, but I am sitting on all the footage. I'll try to get that one out before I go to PAX. Maybe if it's like last year, I'll get it. It will release on PAX weekend. Oh, Liz. Okay, there it is. Wait, Sweet Life on Deck? Which one is that? Is that the one that focused on Brenda's song? I didn't even catch Sweet Life of Zack and Cody because I think I was a little too old for that at that point too. I think that was around Hannah Montana time. But yeah, I watched Lizzie McGuire and I'm not ashamed of it. I think it was a good show, no matter if you were a guy or a girl. If anything, it helped guys get the perspective of what teenage girls were going through at the time. But no, I thought Lizzie McGuire was a good show. Yeah, there we go. I can't believe I forgot about that, but I remembered Even Stevens. That was all in the same era. Yeah, and I definitely at that point I think I completely fell off of Disney Channel shows when those ones started coming around. Please, I need another LAN party video. Have you gone back and watched the older ones yet? So one that you haven't watched in years. Unless you like have rewatched all of them and you do that constantly, then you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. I do need to start editing this most recent LAN video because it's the first one that the girls are in. It was a fun LAN. I'm excited to start looking through the footage and catching moments that I originally missed, you know, being behind the camera or being busy. We watched, yeah, I was definitely more of a Nickelodeon kid as well. And Nickelodeon real shows, I can't even remember. Nickelodeon, I mostly remember cartoons. I'm trying to think of real life Nickelodeon shows. And for some reason, I'm drawing a blank. I know there were a decent amount of them. But I cannot think of them right now. Are You Afraid of the Dark? But that was like 90s. I'm trying to think of like early 2000s. Are you here? I'm almost here. Are you done? Okay, yep, I'm gonna wrap up stream right now. Turning right now. Okay, I see you outside. Bye-bye. All right, Melissa's home with the Little Caesars. I gotta help her get the girls out of the car, carry the pizza inside. So that's gonna be it for this stream. I should have a video coming up this weekend. It's actually a pretty fun one. I'm excited for. But it depends on if the sponsor can get me the stuff in time so I can get the sponsor segment in. Because if not, then I gotta delay it till next week. But yeah, there's that short form content stuff. I'll be in the Discord server if you guys need to catch me for anything. I was pretty bad last week though. I think I did not hop on the Discord that much at all, but I try to be in the Discord server. So if you guys are in there and stuff, don't ping me all the time, but I don't mind if people ping me here and there for stuff. But yeah, so you guys have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend coming up. And yeah, I will see you guys same time, same place next week on the stream. Also, if you guys have any ideas for streams, like what topics you want me to like bring up or talk about or do, feel free to let me know in the Discord server as well, because sometimes there's no tech news and sometimes I'm just like so busy with like the girls and stuff that I don't have time to plan something ahead of time. So then we get streams like today, which are still fun, but there wasn't like a predetermined topic or, you know, like schedule to do. So yeah, other than that, take it easy and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye bye.